Oh, would you look at this? It's me and Cullen again. Welcome to Brownstone's Best Business Review. I'm Paulette, and of course, my sidekick, my homie.
I'm
Go
Colin.
ahead.
How
Hey,
y'all
Cullen.
doing?
So listen, y'all, today we have another amazing business that we are going to be um, learning from today because I think that that's what Brownstone's Best is starting to be, as a place to learn more about Black business and the truth, right? And we have Melissa Johnson, who is the owner of LaFiducia Boutique, who is going to be joining us today to give us her truth as a Black entrepreneur. So, you guys, I don't want to keep you any further from this lovely lady. So, La Fiducia, Define the Confident, was created to provide pieces to inspire, awaken, and elevate the confident woman in you. Your confidence is what brings the pieces to life. We offer an attainable selection to help express your confidence and encourage you to give life. That's huge, y'all. Y'all don't even know. So, without further ado, we're going to bring up Miss Melissa Johnson. Welcome to the corner, family. We sitting on the stoop. We doing
Hi,
big things.
Hey,
How you
Melissa.
doing?
I'm
Good to see
amazing. I am
you.
amazing. Thank you
Good,
for having me.
good. Welcome. We're so happy to have you here. So tell us about La Fiducia. We're gonna jump right into it because we got stuff to talk about today.
Right,
Oh yeah.
let's get into it. So, La Fiducia, as you mentioned, is defined as the confident. I was looking for a word that would truly express and exemplify who I am because
Hmm.
as a business, I believe that I represent who I am and the business. I'm not a hide behind the scenes person because I need people to know it's real. And
Mhm.
Okay.
so when I was looking for a name, I needed to have that word that expressed who I am. And La
Hmm.
Fiducia is defined as the confident. And that's exactly who I am. So it was very befitting and perfect. And I love it when other women's confidence elevate. And I have enough to go around. So I love to
Come
share
on.
and bring it out. So that's
I
what La
love
Fiducia.
that.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay. So I'm
Hmm.
gonna come to your boutique and honey, you just gonna bring out all the confidence in
And
this
I
old
will.
body. Okay,
I
and she
will.
said, and I will. I love it. I love it. Okay, so what types of clothes do you have in your boutique? What items do you sell?
I sell anything from jumpsuits to
Hmm.
dresses to pants to set 2-piece sets. I sell some accessories, hats, belts. Think I do not sell shoes. A lot of people actually no, I don't sell shoes, but by
Hmm.
far apparel is what I sell. Women's apparel.
Okay, cool, 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 cool. And do you how many what different types of sizes do you offer? I ask that because I'm a little on the fluffy side.
Well, my predominant sizes are small through extra large.
Okay.
I did have a couple of curvy pieces, but the majority are small to extra large. And I'm going to throw this in here. You haven't asked me, but I love to identify my audience as
Hmm.
not particularly to an age, but to
Yep.
a class of women.
Mm.
So that is just
Okay.
depending upon your class. My clothes aren't necessarily fit for the club per se, but they are for that class of woman that exudes confidence. Or even if you need help, that's what I'm here for.
Okay, okay, okay. For the curvy women. So, yes, there are those of us who prefer to look a specific way, and you have very classy pieces, which I absolutely love. Y'all go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and put her information up here right now, and then we're gonna start asking some questions. Y'all, check this out. Listen, there she is. Follow us to stay informed. Here's what I need you all to do. Go ahead and follow this beautiful sister. She's available right now at lafiducia.org, lafiducia underscore CO, and lafiducia CO on Facebook. So you guys go ahead and find her, follow her to stay informed on what's coming down the pipe. I'm scared to actually go back over here to the website because I'm going to be trying to put stuff in my cart and stuff. You know, it's about that time, right? With the holidays changing and stuff. And so let's get into these questions.
Okay.
Okay. And we're gonna bring that information back up so that our audience can get that information from you. So your boutique, you woke up one morning and you said, I'm gonna open up a clothing line. How did that happen?
It was not one morning.
Mm,
It was not one morning. Many people, well, let me say for myself, in okay, I'm a woman of faith, first of all.
okay.
So I know that I was born with the business in me. It was just a matter of when it manifested.
Okay.
And I say when it manifests, meaning that when I
Mm-hmm.
accepted what I was supposed to be doing, because it is a part of my purpose. And that is one thing that sets me aside from this world of saturation, because I do
Mm.
realize that I am not the only woman. I am not the first woman to sell women's apparel.
Right.
And
Okay.
that
Okay.
is, and I, going back to one morning, I struggled with it for a long time in
Mm-hmm.
regards to, should I start? Would I start? Will there be room for me out there? So it was a process over a period of time. The confidence, it came, so that
Right.
part and me walking day to day with confidence was one thing. But when you open a business, that means that you're out there believing that someone else will invest in what you think
Okay.
is
Yeah.
XYZ. So
Yeah.
it was not one day, let me I'm going to start this. It was a decision that I accepted in 2021, but even in 2021 at the beginning of the year, which I also work full time as an insurance adjuster, so I have a full time job as well
Mm-hmm.
currently at this time. But I decided, and also it took me about 6 months to a year to get my mind prepared in regards to me really going out there
Yeah.
and doing this. So it took preparation to go out there to make that decision to cross. It also took some investment. And when I say investment, I mean it took some investing in a coach. It took some investment of my time in regards to getting my mind prepared for this, getting
Absolutely. So
around
let's.
people that has the same mind, but investing in someone that was ahead of me in regards to this, because to me it's not a game.
That
So
part.
when I made the decision and I did that, I didn't just say, okay, I'm going to do it and boom. There was a renovation process that I went through for
Right.
myself. So when
Mm-hmm.
I got out there, which I started, it actually, I started on November the 13th of last year.
Okay.
It was my launch day. And when I did that, I was like, okay, let's go. Good, bad, ugly, whatever the case may be, we're going full throttle.
Yeah.
And God told me this, that if you're in purpose, in which I am, there's always room for me.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to stay persistent in finding my audience.
Right.
And all the time, that's not easy. Okay, because I'm out here. This is my first business. This is
Oh,
the first.
wow.
So
I
it's
see
more
you.
than just taking pictures. It's more than
Yep.
just online. There is preparation behind the scenes that people don't see in regards to, what should I be doing? What kind of marketing is best? How do I find my audience? Where are they? Yes, I'm from Mobile, Alabama, so that's where I live, but that's not necessarily where my audience is. It's bigger than that.
Right.
So
Right.
how am I here in Mobile and I reach someone in Texas? How am I in
Mm-hmm.
Mobile and I reach someone in Illinois? No, I don't have a people that I reach out to and say, "Hey, can you wear this for me because you have a
Mm-hmm.
great
Mm-hmm.
audience?" And
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done that because I am my brand. I
Yes.
want people to fall in love with me. You may
Mm-hmm.
not know me today, but that don't
But
mean
you
you
will.
won't. Exactly. And so in
Right.
that,
Right. Right.
I have to build my brand based on me.
Right.
I
Right.
I I am my brand. So I wear my pieces. I wear my
I love that.
pieces
Yeah.
because I want you to know that this is me. I will not sell you anything that I don't believe in. So
Mm-hmm.
90% of the time, you're going to see me with
Mm-hmm.
my stuff on.
I love that. So I
Yes.
have a question for you. You brought up something that I thought was very interesting, and I want to focus on this part just a little bit because you said something that we as a people, we as a culture, we don't believe in, and I'm trying to understand where that comes from. You said you hired a coach. You said that you wanted to work with somebody that had been there before you. And so you took that as being a business investment that you needed, and that you took that first year to really kind of work on your mindset. Now, I'm going to keep it 100. I hired a coach as well, right? Because again, to your point, first of all, why would I want to make this journey harder and longer if I don't have to, if there's a blueprint that's already out there? And for those of you all who are listening to this and going to be listening to the replays and all of that, I want you all to hear exactly what Melissa just said. It is so important for us to humble ourselves and to understand that we should stop piecemealing things together. So when I hear you say, and I'm gonna say this because I'm not a coach, but I have one. Okay, you decided to invest in you and your business by hiring a coach. Now, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Coaches are not cheap. And unfortunately, one of the things that, ooh, child, listen. So the one thing that I know is that when I tell people that I hired a coach and an entire group of people to work with me and to help me to get to the next phase, and you also said something about connecting with like-minded individuals, we have in our communities a propensity to just be like, I don't need to pay nobody to do X, Y, Z. I don't need nobody to show me how to do da 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 da. And then you out here looking like a flopping fish, searching for water, sucking up the oxygen because you're unfamiliar with it, and you end up killing yourself before you get an opportunity to really launch and to really grow out here. Expand on that for me. Did you at any time think that you could do this without the additional support that you're talking about through a coach?
No.
Good for you.
Heavy on the no.
Good. Excellent. Okay. And so in your desire, do you still work with the same coach? And what would you tell people that are looking to get into business about the business of working with a coach and having that investment?
Well, this right here is a subject that is very dear to me, because I believe that I would not be where I am without my coach, but also without the mentorship of my pastors. And those are two separate entities.
Yeah.
Okay. So with my coach, she was someone that I actually had a session with her years prior to me starting. And at that time, I had a one-on-one session with her, and that was like in 2017. Okay.
Yeah.
So in 2017, I spent $100 for 1 hour of her time. I'll tell you what, for an hour of her time right now, it was
you ain't getting it.
Not for no $100.
Right.
But in 2017, when I had that conversation with her, she was going. She was going so much that by the time our phone conversation ended, I was just like, nope, I'm not ready. This is not it. No,
Wow.
So
Okay.
I took a seat back, and almost to the point that it was a little discouraging. But the thing about her also is that she's a straight shooter. So years past, that was 2017. You did hear me say that I launched in 2021, right?
Yes, I did, in November.
Okay. So I began working with her at the end of 2020 again. And when I began working with her at the end of 2020, it was all during that span of time when I was in the process of accepting the fact that I'm going to do this and step out and pursue this part of my purpose. I said, okay, God, you're familiar with my very makeup, so you know who I need. You know who I need, you know how I am. So I need you to align me with someone that's going to be able to handle my personality, but give it to me just like I would give it to them. And she is perfect. Again, I am in Alabama. My coach is in Georgia.
Wow. Okay.
So and baby, she gives it to me just like I need it, because there are some areas that I'm kind of like, ooh, I don't know. And she's like, go.
Right.
This is what you do. And one of her things that she said to me that always sticks with me is that, as your coach, you invest in me, so it is my duty to see you succeed. She said, now I'm going to push you, I'm going to push you, but I will not let you die.
Mm, that's good.
And so some of her strategies that she gives to me, I'm like, oh boy, no, I can't, no, no, not me. And she really just like puts it back in my face.
Yeah.
And so I really appreciate her. And I know that without that investment, and no, it's not an inexpensive investment,
Right.
but it is one well worth the long term. And I'll tell you what, since me working with her in 2020, just this past week here, my coach has hired me to be a support coach for other boutique owners.
Come on.
Wow.
That's what's up.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. So you're reaching back, and you know what I love about that? I love to hear that, because we're keeping the money in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's
No,
huge.
you know what, Melissa? I got a couple questions for you. So,
Okay.
when you started in 2020, how difficult was it to in the midst of the pandemic and everything that was going on? How difficult was it to get everything up and running? Mind you, I saw everything, so I don't know, maybe our audience haven't seen it, but how difficult was it, and what did you do to jump those hurdles to be successful as you are today? And my second question is, what would you tell those young Black ladies or young Black girls that are looking up to you that want to be like you? What would you tell them today?
Well, I actually started in 2021. That's when I launched. So the preparation was all through the beginning of 2020, beginning of 2021, end of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And now in the midst of the pandemic, whenever it was in a disarray, God was still blessing me. So there wasn't, I can honestly say that there was not a strain in my home.
Okay.
Okay. And so I was still able to, I worked from home. I actually got hired on the job that I'm working during the pandemic. So I worked from home. So that allowed me to be able to maneuver a little bit differently and take care of some things that needed to be, but also with the community that came with my coach, because that's the whole community itself. Um, that allowed me resources, because that's something else too. Crazy thing, my coach, she owns a boutique, but she's not like a boutique coach.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's a major difference in that type of coach. And I say that because she doesn't let you stay boxed in. If there are areas and aspects that she potentially sees in you, then she's pushing. She's continuing to push. You all did hear me say that she just hired me as a support coach.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a difference. But in that community that comes along with her, there are women there that pretty much do everything. So there were resources, if I needed to do this, I could reach out to this sister. If I needed to do that, if it's merely something as advice and I was not able to get to my coach right away, I could, hey, text this sister or text that sister, and they can tell me, well, I've had experience over here. Try this. I know a girlfriend that did XYZ over there, so try that. So my resources were pretty much, they were there and not far away. So
Mm-hmm.
in regards to the setup, um, now I tell you, it wasn't like the resources were there, but that don't mean that it was just like as easy as 1, 2, 3. Because I never had a business,
Uh-huh.
so I was like, okay, they're over there, but then what you do with them, how you use them, what like how they work.
Mm-hmm.
So there were quite a few times that I had to keep reaching, and you have to be open too. You have to be open to and not afraid to ask questions, and you can't put on this front like you have it all together. If
Right.
you don't, you need to be in a space where you feel open to be able to be yourself and be authentic and real. That's one of the main reasons why I asked God to put me in a community where I wanted everybody ahead of me. I wanted
Okay.
everybody ahead of me. So therefore I only had people to look up to.
Okay. All
So
right.
and learn
Right.
and
So,
learn. So it in regards to doing that during the pandemic, it wasn't that part wasn't as difficult. But I launched in November of 2021, and that was amazing. I can tell you, in like these past couple of months, though, we're in a recession now, like a recession.
Mm-hmm.
So June, July were, yeah, yeah. But if you know it's where you're supposed to be, you just don't give up.
Right.
Every day is not a every day is not a day that there are sales, you know. Every day is not a day where, like, you're in front of all of these people and you're just racking out I'll just say, not for me. So you that but that goes back to the part where I said getting your mind prepared, because
Right.
if you don't see a sale this week, is it over for you? You just need to make sure, or for me, I just had to make sure that I understand, just do more research. Try something new. Be willing, be open. And you can't look at somebody else and compare them, because if you're only comparing through social media, you're going to
Right.
be messed up.
Yeah,
Right.
You really have to stay
absolutely.
you really have to stay focused on what you're doing, and just know, and that in this industry, there people have many of options, many,
Right.
many, many of options. And
Yeah.
you just have to focus on who's out there for you. And another thing that my coach says, that where I really, really like, you have to be able to look at yourself at the end of the day and say, who am I making an impact on? Because
There you
those
go.
that you make an impact on, those are who's going to ride for you.
That's
Right.
true. Yeah.
That's
It's not
true.
just it's not just clothes. It's not just clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have clothes
And I love
everywhere.
that.
That's
That's
excellent.
right. That's right. Absolutely. So, really quick question. You said something that struck me, and I need to hear you say it again, please, if you don't mind. For all of those people who are new, who are starting their businesses, who are having those slim weeks, because like you said, we are in the beginning of a recession, and we don't know how long this sucker is going to last. You
Right.
know, what happens when you have those rough weeks where sales may be low? What are your planning options? How do you set yourself apart? Do you plan out your year, right? So like, do you do in Q1, Q2, Q3, 4, and so on? Do you have those extra special sales? Are you adding additional ad spend money to maybe TikTok or Instagram or Facebook? Are you using local things? Are you doing pop-up shops? What are the things that you are doing to kind of combat the influx, or what looks like to be the beginning of additional inflation, which I'm sure is impacting you being able to get your supplies, and then how do you transpose that to the customer where they continue to win?
Well, here's the thing, and if we go back to that preparation time that I spoke about with
Hmm.
your mind,
Right.
that is key and priority. If that
Yeah.
is not what an individual is working on before they do anything, I dare you to go back and revisit, because when you get
Come
out
on.
there, there are different things that you're going to face that you don't know that you're going to face. You don't know, because it's great to, I'm gonna get out here and I'm gonna win, 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 win. That should be your focus. But we also have to live in real time.
Yep,
We
we
also
do.
have to live in the reality. And one thing that I said that I would do on my journey is give myself grace to grow.
Okay.
And with that being said, I haven't quite made a year yet. So honestly, I don't have anything to compare to in terms of numbers. So, and I know each month pretty much stands on its own, and I know quarters. So I really do look and scale by quarters of times. And in that essence, this one, now I don't think anybody could have really prepared for a recession, because that's not something
Right.
that we necessarily prepare for. But I do know, when you realize what's going on, you think of different things. And what I'm actually doing in this season is, I've actually invested yet again into a marketing. coach on this
Awesome.
aspect.
Okay.
And now this is now this is a local person, but this is someone that I have seen myself go from startup to getting millions of views.
Yeah.
And I know them personally from the ground up. And we have to invest in these things. And although I'm very close to this person,
Hmm.
I don't ask for favors or anything like that.
Good for you. Good for you.
This is the price that they said that it would be. And
Yep.
okay, I am going to invest this because I need them to grow as well.
That's
Oh, I
right.
love
I love
that.
that. Yes.
I need them to grow, but also people don't understand that, and we'll go back to my faith beliefs, the principle of sowing and reaping.
Come on.
So if
Yep.
you just receiving, you're limiting yourself. But when you're
Yeah.
able to put seed in a ground, then at that point you have exponential growth. Your harvest. Anytime we plant a seed, okay,
Yeah.
and if we
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
we if we plant an apple seed, where does an apple come from? A whole tree, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
With
Mm.
multiple apples, right?
Mm. Come on. You
So,
I didn't
but
know
if
we was gonna be in a lecture, so come
but
on now.
but if
I'm taking
somebody
notes.
but if somebody gave you one apple, all you
Uh-huh.
have is what? One
one
apple.
apple. That's
Yes. But
right.
if I sow into that an apple seed, I have a whole lot that I could
That's
potentially gain from it.
right.
So I willingly invest in the ground that I believe I'm able to see a harvest in and do the work because I get homework, I get strategy, I get different things. And I'm actually preparing for Q3 and Q4
Yep.
right now. I'm accepting what's going on. I'm doing work right now, but I'm preparing for Q3 and Q4. And these days, people just have to realize some investments are necessary.
They are.
You're right.
They are.
Especially if
I
you
agree
invest
with
in
that.
yourself, you know.
Hmm.
Hmm.
What you believe in.
That is amazing. And so it sounds like to me that you also believe in giving back to the community by spreading the love and the wealth that you have. And that's going to absolutely take you far. You will not be forgotten, I promise you, from those people. And I love the analogy of the apple tree, right?
Yeah.
And how we're all connected anyway. So we might as well go
Hmm.
ahead and connect
Hmm.
and keep the whole tree growing. And we're the tree, we're the
Exactly.
roots.
Hmm.
So I love that. See, y'all going I was not planning on going to church today. Listen,
I did not plan it, but I tell you, I just can't be any other person than who I am.
yeah,
So I have to be myself at all times. I was telling Cullen when he asked me earlier, what I had going on, if I had been able to look at the site this week.
yeah,
We had a conference at our church, and so yesterday, and it's just I am who I am, and that's just all I can be. So yesterday we go up, and it's like it starts at 7:30, but from 6:30 there's like a time, but they had like a DJ outside, and they had all manner of things. And so I was talking to a few people, and they were like, it was no, somebody, I was like, didn't you have a birthday? And it was like, yeah, I had a birthday. And then somebody said, oh, you had a birthday, so when was that birthday? So before I knew it, it was not even planned, but
hmm,
before I knew it, I said, let's go find everybody that has a birthday in August and tell them to meet me on the sidewalk. So they
Okay.
found,
okay.
we went out and found, and it was actually about 10 people that was there, and their birthday was in August. So I went to the DJ, and I was like, Mr. DJ, I know we're at a women's conference at church. I was like, but do you have like a birthday song? And he was like, yes. I was like, do you have a mic? And he was like, yes. I was like, okay, so what I need you to do, if you will, with me, I said, I want to have this little quick birthday party and celebrate some August people.
I
And he
love
was
it.
like, now mind you, I don't know this DJ, and and he was like, okay, okay, okay. So I had everybody to come out, and then I was like, Lord, okay, I'm having a birthday party. I'm a host. I got to have a gift. I don't have a gift. I said, okay, I tell you what. I told everybody to. I went inside. I asked the people in the bookstore. It's like, can you give me a bag? So they gave me a bag. So I told everybody put their name in it on a piece of paper in the bag. If your birthday is in August, put your name on a piece of paper, put it in the bag. So nobody knew what was going on. I didn't either.
Hmm.
So so they all put their names in the bag, and they were all out there. I was like, okay, what I'm doing. So then I told the DJ, he tested the mic. I was like, let's go with it. I said, so play the song. I was like, okay, welcome everybody to this impromptu celebration. We are celebrating August birthdays. I just want everybody to feel the love, and DJ, take it away. So he started playing a birthday song, and people were just like, yeah, we're at church. So they're just giving it up, and I'm just emceeing. I'm a perfect hype man. So I'm emceeing, and everybody's so excited. People are walking up that's coming into the conference, and before you know it, they're jamming. They're over there with us.
I love it.
Here comes my first lady outside. I was like, I hope I'm not out of order, because this is so impromptu. She didn't know. I didn't know. Oh my goodness. And I'm out here gone. But then she comes up, and like the people with her comes up. And when she comes up, she's like, getting it.
I love it.
So
I love it.
And I asked everybody that put their name in, so I had the bag, and I was like, okay, y'all, I don't have to stay. I said, but I'm going to pull a winner. And what are you going to win? Something from LaFiducia. So
I love it.
I pulled the name. The young lady won. She was so excited. Everybody outside was so excited. And the lady that won, she's one that's typically very shy.
Mm-hmm.
In the church, but she was so excited. She was outside dancing. So guess what? I had a group of people whose confidence is elevated at that
I love
moment.
it.
So I felt the impact for that moment was made. I didn't know. It's just my being that women's confidence is elevated, and they just feel so much different when they come out of my presence. And so it was amazing. It was amazing. So I owe somebody a piece.
Listen, you've always been that type of person ever since I met you. You've always, people gravitated to you. And, what do you say to people that, when they're not as grandiose as you, and they have their days when they feel like they've lost it, and they don't know if they can come back from this bad day. It's one day, but some people, it takes one day for them to say, forget it, I quit. What do you say to those people?
I say to them, if you're scared at that moment to actually connect, and when I say connect in terms of maybe like reach out, we're in an age, an era where pretty much you can find most of these people on social media. You have to surround your mind, make your environment conducive for where you want to be.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
That is one of the easiest, less expensive things that we can do, is surround ourselves with, whether it's on their site, on their social media platform. And going live is a real thing too, because people get to see the authentic you. Every day is not pretty. Every day is not perfect. Every day, this is not me every day. I work from home. And even calling from the times you remember. Now, when I'm outside, I'll say that. Okay.
All right.
But now working from home, I'm literally on camera like 15 minutes out of a 10-hour day. Baby, I'm not about to put no makeup on for that. I'm just so sorry. I'm just so sorry. I'm just not.
I love it.
So the people that's on my job, they really don't have a clue. They don't have a clue, but I'm not. Oh, no. I'm not about to do that. I'm so sorry. And they see about as much as we see right now. So most times I may still have on my gown. I may have on my Snuggie.
So I love it. They get the authentic you. They get the real you, right?
I say you better take me how I am and deal with.
All right, Mary J. Blige. Listen. Yeah.
And this is just how it has to be. There are times where if I'm preparing for a lot, so on my lunch break, what I'm doing, then I may go put on something to present myself as my brand.
Love that.
When I'm presenting my brand to my audience, that's totally different. Now, when I'm over there on somebody else's time, I'm giving them my work, but being on the camera for 15 minutes, that's not with customers. That's just with coworkers.
Right.
honey, you can take this, okay? But if you look at my
I
numbers,
love it.
that I'm representing the company, so
Mhm.
that part. But when I'm on here as my brand, me,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to give you my brand. But there are so many things that I have to do in a day, and people also don't realize that it's not just one dimensional. I have to do the emails. I have to think of the emails. I have to
Yes.
pack the orders. I have to ship the orders. I have to decide what type of reel we're going to do, Lord have mercy, to try to stay
Mhm.
relevant on that social
Mm-hmm.
platform. There are so
Mm-hmm.
many things behind it. I have to check the items when they come in. I have to price them. I have to upload them to the computer. So while I work a full-time job right now, because the boutique business is not sustaining me the way I want to full-time just yet,
Yeah.
I have work to do. So it may mean getting up a few minutes earlier, because from my analytics, it looks like my audience read my emails at 8 o'clock. So if I have to be to work at 7 o'clock, I have to work up earlier to have, or do it the night before, to be able to set it to launch for when it's time, for when I know my audience
Yeah.
is going to read the emails.
Mhm.
There are
Mm-hmm.
times when I have to use my 15-minute break so I can come up in here and pack some orders up real quick. I have to use my
Mm-hmm.
lunch to go to the post office. Or sometimes if someone has a question, I may have to jump on the FaceTime with a tape measure. Okay, do you have a tape measure?
I
Okay,
love
let's
it.
stand up. Let go around your thigh, go around here, and I'll run in here and measure the clothes and see if this should be a good fit for you. So there are a lot of things that
Mhm.
you have to do versus just taking a picture and posting it.
Come on, somebody. I'm
There
so
you go.
glad you brought that up.
There you go.
Yes. There, that was you jumped right into what my next question was going to be, and you answered it before I could even ask the question, which was, what's the truth? What's the good, the bad, and the ugly? And you're balancing that while you're working a full-time job, which a lot of people are doing, and you're finding ways, creative ways to handle your business and still be excellent on your full-time opportunity that you currently have. Because a lot of
Mhm.
times, let's just become completely honest, a lot of us are literally building our businesses that we are believing are going to sustain us long term. For the long term, we're building our businesses using our paychecks.
Yep.
We're
Mhm.
investing in ourselves, and a lot of times we have to make decisions and say, okay, is this go, or can this be, because I believe in this, and so I'm going to take
Mhm.
XYZ and I'm going to scoot that over there. And then you talked about how you're the one that's packing the orders and you're the one that's having to do XYZ and all of the things while your business continues to grow. Now, for those people who are not up on game, and I'm sure that in these in your marketing group and also with your coach, eventually you're going to have to relinquish some of that, right? And
Mhm.
you're going to have to look at maybe a VA,
Mhm.
somebody that can kind of help with your administrative duties and running your reports and stuff like that, so that that can free you up to have additional time to do what you need to do. How do you feel? True
Mhm.
story, not true story, but real. I would love the truth. How do you feel about that next phase of your life, and are you ready for that? What would you say to someone who is looking to get into the business of running a business very similar to yours, and they don't understand that it ain't just about loading a picture, because that's facade that we have been given when we're looking on social media, that that's all there is to it.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, again, I'm always going to go back to the mind, but also I will yell from the top of my lungs the importance of a coach,
Yep.
Okay.
because a good coach, let me clarify that. A good
Mhm.
coach, because, okay, moment of truth.
Here we go.
I love it.
My coach that I have, you do remember me mentioning that she's not cheap. And
Mm.
so after my first contractual time that I had with her, I um I did feel that I needed to take what she had taught me and apply it more. Okay.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so there was a time I did that, and then so when I felt like I was ready to go back, guess what? The price had gone up.
Mm.
Mm. I know that
And
feeling. Woo.
so the price had gone up, and I was like, glory to God, Jesus. It's like, mm-mm. I can't do it. I can't do it. So in that season of time, I didn't do it, but I decided to go with another coach who was,
Mm-hmm.
and now this other coach that I did have an experience with her before, like I had gone to one of her seminars.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, well, I do remember that time she was good at her seminar, blah, blah, blah. So let me just use her for a coach. So I joined her program, and it was night and day from my previous coach.
Mm-hmm.
Things were very different from what I saw on social media.
Mm.
The community itself was nothing like the community I had with my previous coach.
Okay.
Although my investment was significantly less, I was getting nothing. So was it really? I'm losing actually.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And
I'm telling
so,
you,
Let
that's
me just pause just for a second.
that's
Let
good
me just
stuff.
pause and okay. So y'all, do y'all hear this? For
This is
those
good
of you
stuff.
all who are listening to this broadcast, listen to
Mhm.
what she just said. Just because you're trying to save money, that does not mean that you're going to get the same amount of value
mm,
that you would get from a coach or from any other service that you're paying for. You're going to
mhm.
have to sometimes trust your gut instinct and invest like you need to invest in a reputable source so that you can get the value that you need to continue to grow your business. I
I
literally have heard that so
I
many
screamed
times from
that.
other people. Yes.
I
Yes.
screamed that from the top of my lungs. And you know, some people, and just to be honest, some people, you know, they do have that entrepreneurial spirit. And so, you know, they can just go out there and they can just get it. They can just go, they can just do things, they can
Right.
just do things, they can
Right.
just do. And also depending upon, you know, what it is that they do, it's just, it's, they're born with that gift. It's natural to them. Well, there are
Mm-hmm.
a whole lot more that are not. And you have to, first of all, understand and know who you are.
Right.
Yep.
You have to be real with yourself in regards to if this is, you know exactly how you are. You know that if nobody's pushing you, your behind is not gonna do it. You
Ooh.
know you may talk a good game, but when it comes to the real of the matter, you're not going to do it. So
Yeah.
if you're out here just throwing money, and you also have to understand too, and I tell people, look at what you have in terms of your investment budget,
Yeah.
and then analyze where you're going to put this. Yes, I would love a VA. I definitely would want a VA. But right now, I feel it's more important that I keep investing in the coaching side of things,
Absolutely.
because that's where
Absolutely.
I am right now. And
Mm-hmm.
you if you're wanting to get started in this, number one, your mind, make sure you know you have the mindset for what's going to come with it, and in that, realizing that every day is not going to be a pretty day.
There
Okay.
you go.
Number two, realize that there is going to be an investment required. You determine what that investment will be, but an investment will be required. An investment is required for everything these days. And you
Absolutely.
also have to realize that us, as a people of who we are, as beautiful as we are, we're trying to live too.
Yeah.
We're
That
trying to
part.
live. And somebody's gift is, well, I already told you all about sowing and expecting everybody to give you something, because if they give you something, you're gonna have just that little bit. But when you
Mm.
but when you sow into something,
Woo.
your harvest is more plentiful.
There you
So
go.
be prepared for that. And number three, above all of it, be real with yourself.
Yeah.
Be real with yourself. So the harvest is great, but the laborers are few.
There you go.
Wow. I love it. And thank you so much for your honesty and your candor with us today. Because I think that when we're talking about the brownstone and we're talking about our growth and what we've been through, Cullen and I got some
Oh yeah.
stories
We do. We do.
on how the business has changed and morphed over the years. And now we're in a different phase of the business. And along the way, believe it or not, we do have a coach. We have an entire family, a whole community that we're connected with outside of here to help us to do what we need to do. So we absolutely understand exactly what you're talking about. And wanting, and the mindset was the first thing that had to be shifted. You know, you have to believe that you can do this, because it's enough out there for all of us,
There
right?
is.
And so to the point that you made about the tree and sowing, in our community, we tend to do this a lot too. I don't want nobody to get what I got. I don't want nobody to have what I have. No, I'm not giving you anything. No, I want to keep all of the secrets. That's not how we grow, is it?
No,
It's
no.
absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
So what sales do you have coming up? I know you were talking, here comes fall. I
Mm-hmm.
love to get dressed up for fall, honey. So
Me
what
too.
you got
Fall is
going
my
on? Let's talk
favorite
about what's
season.
coming down the pipe.
So fall is my
Yeah.
favorite season. Fall is my favorite season, but also I launch during the fall in November. So there are a lot of things
Uh-oh.
that's coming up for fall. And we have, of course, the holidays are in fall. I have some things up my sleeve for those upcoming promotions for
Yes.
fall. I tell you, I tend to like do things with, if you know me, then you know it's not just a Happy Thanksgiving. It's not just a Black Friday. It's not just that.
I love it.
I tend to do things a little bit differently. So there are so many things, and time's going so fast. I didn't realize, and shame on me, I didn't realize that Labor Day was coming up.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So actually, there might be something next week, but the people have to subscribe to get their
Yes.
emails to see what's
Okay.
coming
Yes.
up.
There
Okay,
you
and what
go.
Yeah.
that will be
Yeah. There
about.
you go.
But we're going into fall, which just so happens to be my favorite season of the year and my launch season as well. So it's about to be lit up in here for the rest of
Come
the
on,
year.
somebody.
Yes,
There you
Yes.
go.
I love it.
I'm
I
excited.
love it.
I'm
I'm
excited.
excited for you. This is amazing. And so you're coming up on your anniversary
Yes.
is what this is. And
Mhm.
and congratulations for sticking it out and to get through the
Thank
rough
you.
parts and the bumpy parts. And I appreciate your honesty in telling our group how you are doing what you need to do, right? And that is to be your best self throughout your business, and to literally reach out and, let's just be honest, invest in a coach, because really what you're doing is investing in yourself and in your business,
I,
right? So
mhm.
so again, any last words before we wrap up with you today?
Well, if I had to sum it all up, I would first, I want to thank you all for this opportunity and this time. I have thoroughly, thoroughly,
Yeah.
thoroughly enjoyed you all on today. I didn't know what to expect, but I have wonderfully and amazingly, I have enjoyed my time. And I
Good.
just want to share with anyone that has a desire to start,
Mm-hmm.
if it is a part of your purpose, if it is a part of your purpose, I 100,000% encourage you to do it. There is room out here.
Come on.
I don't care if you see someone with 1 million followers. I don't care if you see
Yeah.
somebody with who's been in it forever. There's room, there's resources. Nobody can beat purpose.
There you go.
Oh,
No, nobody
That
can
sound
beat
that sound like a T-shirt right there.
um,
ooh, that
they
was
can't.
good.
So
Yes.
you have to believe it first. How will others believe
Mm-hmm.
in you if you don't believe in yourself?
Right.
Mm, absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we have Melissa Johnson, owner and founder of LaFiducia.org. We're going to put her information on the screen for you guys once again before we wrap up today's show. Again, we want to thank you all for checking us out. Again, this is Brownstone's Best Business Review. And let's see what's going on. Why she's not showing? Okay, there we go. All right, so you guys, there she is. Follow us to stay informed. We are super excited, girl. Listen, all I need to know is some of them clothes gonna fit Miss Fluffy over here. I'm really not fluffy. I tend to say that.
Yeah.
I tend to hold muscle a lot. I'm not, but I'm
I
teasing.
can
And so I
tell.
just really want to. Yeah. So what I'm going to say is I'm definitely going back onto your website and check out some of those two pieces that I saw earlier, and we're going to make sure that we are sharing your information. What I'm going to encourage everyone to do is to join Brownstone's Best on Facebook. That is our free room, and you guys are going to be able to see more information about LaFiducia.org, of course, because she's going to be in there. Hint, hint. She's going to be letting you know what's coming down the pipe, right? All right, so Cullen, I'm going to lead back with you and let you take over from here and lead us out.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on, Melissa. I knew it was going to be a great interview, but I didn't expect all of this. You know what I mean? I think that you have taught us a lot today. You have, the people that are going to watch this, they're going to learn a lot. They're going to, think about what they want to do for themselves and invest in themselves and
Yes.
And it's okay. And it's okay to try and fail, but at least you tried, so I think I really appreciate you. I always knew that you was going to be a success. You're very, you're one of those people that people just look up to and they want to see have greatness about them. So I appreciate you coming on, and we will be supporting you. We want to support our Black businesses, so you always got my support.
Awesome. This was great.
You all have been so amazing.
You guys. Wonderful. So again, Brownstone's Best Business Review. Thank you again, Melissa Johnson of LaFiducia.org. Go ahead and check her out, you guys. This has been real. We'll see you on the next edition of Brownstone's Business Review.